It never sat right with me that we had to work to live. And I guess this is my way of breaking that norm and going off to go somewhere that I've always wanted to go, which is anywhere but here. So here I am, 1 month before I'm going solo backpacking. I sold my car, I packed a 40-liter bag. I'm gonna be gone for about a year, so I'm very curious if I packed correctly. This trip has been a dream of mine for a very long time, and it's finally coming to life. So today I'm gonna show you how I kept my bag under 20 pounds, how I packed it, and why I packed everything. For starters, this is my discontinued Osprey 40-liter bag. Bought it off of Facebook Marketplace for like 80 bucks. That right there that was manhandling was my puffer. That tent right there was my nature hike one-person tent. I also have padlocks and extra clips in case I need them, either to hang things off my bag or padlocks for hostels. Then I have a smart water bottle. I only brought this because it attaches to my Sawyer, which is a water filter system. This is my backpack rain cover. I am going to be staying in hostels, hotels, and some volunteering places, but to save money I'm planning to also wild camp. I like the feeling of camping because you feel free, you feel like you're not tied down to anything, and you feel like the only person on earth. If I was able to explain or express tranquility in a moment, it would be into camping. But anyways, back to my backpack. I brought some sandals. These are some Reefs. I think they're the second version. They're just extra comfortable. Shower shoes, anytime I get tired of my Solomons. And yeah. My bag weighs about 18 pounds right now, but it's going to weigh 20 because I'm going to add a couple more things to it. Just some last minute things like my wallet, my passport, and things like that. Anyway, if you don't know me, I like calendars because I like staying organized. I bought some Walmart sunglasses. I don't use sunglasses, but I was advised to get some. A regular 10-foot charger for those hostels that have those weird outlets that are very far. A regular portable charger. I can probably get 2 charges out of that. Now to the important part of this backpack, the main compartment. The first thing out of my bag is my inflatable pillow. It's just a basic inflatable pillow. Next thing out of my bag is like my hygiene stuff, which consists of a soap bar, a small microfiber towel, some deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, some lotion, razors, and some wipes. The next thing is going to be my waist bag. I'm going to put things like my passport, my cash, and anything important that I don't want stolen from me. This goes under my shirt and in front of me, so I can be assured that no one will touch it. The next bag really just has random stuff in it that I need. This is my homemade first aid kit. It doesn't really have much, just some regular band-aids, some Tylenol. There's some band-aids in there for, I think, irritated spots in your skin. I don't know what they're called. And there's some wipes in there and some gauze pads. This is something that I think is a non-negotiable. It's a universal plug. So if you didn't know, a lot of places like the United States, the UK, Canada, Europe, and Asia all have different ports, and that just covers everything. So that is definitely a necessity. I had a couple other things in that bag, like extra Ziploc bags, a headlamp, my Sawyer was in there. This right here is a sleeping pad. Mainly for comfort. I mean, who would want to be sleeping on the floor? This is one of my favorite purchases because it's going to be used as multi-use. This is a day pack. I'm going to use it for like day trips and my laundry bag if needed. We're going to skip past my clothing, which is what I just pulled out. I'm going to struggle to pull out my sleeping bag. It's in a compressed bag just so that it takes up less space. Going back to the clothing bag. This is in a compressed packing cube and I fit everything in here. Those are some Gain scented sheets so my clothes stay fresh. I brought a pair of pants for hiking and just walking around. 2 dry fit shorts. I brought 3 dry fit shirts. They don't wrinkle, they keep you fresh, and they pack very small. I also brought 3 socks, a long sleeve dry fit, and only 5 underwear. Those were all also dry fit. I can't believe this is everything I'm bringing for my 1-year backpacking trip. This is my body right next to it for comparison. Now, the last thing I want to show is something I think that is very important that a lot of people struggle with. This is my sleeping bag, and I have to pack it into a compression bag so that it can be small. Sleeping bags are pretty big depending on what sleeping bag you have and what it's rated as. The cheaper ones tend to be bigger, and the more expensive ones tend to pack down a lot more, but sometimes are big. So I bought this compression sack at Walmart, which was like maybe 10 bucks. They have packs for like 20 bucks for a whole bunch of them. And I just keep pressing it down and flipping it until it's small enough. Since this is the thickest thing, I put it on the very bottom of my bag, facing the long ways. I put my sleeping pad on the side. But for right now, we're going to go to the next thing. which is going to be my compression pack with all my clothing in it. I just throw that right up in the front because that is the flattest thing I own. That's what creates space for me and makes it easier to put stuff in it. First thing that goes in is my misc items. I put these in the middle because I won't use them as often, and then I put my hygiene stuff on top. Lastly, I will throw in my inflatable pillow. I think it is very important to mention that Amazon has a lot of lightweight options if you look it up, and they're a lot more cheaper to get there than any other place. From what I've seen, there's also camping thrift stores, but a lot of those things don't work out for me. I almost forgot to put my waist bag in here. I am going to take this out when I go to the airport, but I am putting it in here for storage. Another good hint is to tighten everything as tight as possible after everything is packed. That way it's compressed as much as possible, and putting it in the overhead won't cause any issues. The smaller your bag looks, the less detectable it is, so I try to tighten everything. Last thing I'll put up in the front is my sandals. I put them front ways first because they fit there better, and they go all the way in the bottom of my pouch, which helps out a lot. It makes my bag look a lot smaller when it's all tightened and compressed down. Now, I bought this tent because it weighs about 3 pounds, almost 2.75 if I remember, which is why I chose this tent, and it's used a lot for backpackers. Unfortunately, my bag, I don't know if it's because it's small or discontinued, or that's the reason why it's discontinued, but it doesn't have the spot to put the tent on the bottom, so I opted to put it on the side. Thankfully, it fits in there, and I also have a buckle on the side that ties it all together so it won't go anywhere. I like to put it through the circle of the tent so that it's more secure, and if my bag were to turn over for some reason, it won't flip out. Now, when I did mention to tighten all the buckles, I meant it because I'm telling you, this helps tremendously and makes your bag look even smaller. I cannot say it enough, it will help a lot. Back to the locks, I did say I brought them for hostels. I have 2 of them to lock my stuff in if I need to. It is the middle of the summer, but I am going to bring my puffer jacket in case I get into spots where it's a little chilly and it keeps me warm and it packs down into this small little thing. Lastly, I put on the side is my water bottle, which under it is the rain cover for this backpack. Here's me tightening all the buckles, buckling them in, making sure everything's good. As I'm packing, I do want to share that I am using Genki as a travel insurance plus health insurance. I do not need travel insurance because I have the Amex Platinum, so that covers a lot of travel insurance. Genki doesn't have much of, I guess, travel insurance, but they do have some. It's more dedicated to the health section of it, which is, I think, would work better for me. For my data, I'm using Mint Mobile that I'm paying yearly, because if you didn't know, when traveling to another country that's not the US and you want a US number and people to text you on that number, you're gonna need to keep your data open, your US one open. I'm using UGB because they have a spot where you just pick the country you're going to and you just pay monthly, which was way cheaper than like $200 to $100 a month. But yeah, that's everything packed. I'll be recording my adventures as they come, and I'm hoping I'll post more on here. Next time you see me, hopefully I'll be on a plane, enjoying my new life. I'll be posting my new experiences, what I'm learning, and vlogging throughout the entire year, I guess. So if you would like to see things like that, subscribe to me, follow along, and I don't know, leave a comment. I'll see y'all on my next adventure.